Let's see the fear now. I've been driving hot spots, leaving scars for remorse. I got bark, won't starve. I am my dreamer. I'm a master of my fate. I'm a master of my fate. I'm a master of my fate.
In the wake of Sacrifice, this is TNA Xplosion. On this episode, Gia Miller goes around the ring with Steph De Lander. The Don West, you've got to be kidding me. Top 5 trending topics of the week, in case you missed it. And in our main event, it's Maggie Lee going one-on-one with Kelsey Heather in Knockouts action. But first, it's From the Vault presented by TNA+. Xplosion starts now.
Tomohiro Ishii, we here in Impact Wrestling got a taste of him at the multiverse of matches in Dallas earlier this month. He was able to defeat Eddie Edwards, collision of two competitors who have plenty of experience in Japan. Jonah is no stranger to competing all over the world, his native Australia as well as Japan. These are two men with very similar styles.
Ishii's been making his way all across America, and he's found himself face to face with the top dog, and he is not intimidated.
Nor is Jonah, the 330-pounder. One big strike back sends Ishii reeling. But Ishii never backs down from a fight.
Ishii's the type of guy, you punch him in the face and you might want to check your hand for a couple of broken bones.
Oh! Considering the fire that Jonah has been through, and talk about the rivalry with PCO and his winning ways ever since Hard to Kill in January, what does he have to do to beat the Stone Pitbull tonight?
That is an excellent question, because it takes a lot to put Ishii down. He has what they call that fighting spirit, and he has it in spades.
Ishii giving everything he's got there. Now Jonah trying to pick up the momentum, and he runs down Ishii.
But look at how much it took to do just that much, just to take Ishii off his feet.
I believe the rivalry with PCO for Jonah, it has unlocked something in his mind. There's a new level of aggression, a new level of malice that he is now willing to go to. Will Ishii take him into those proverbial deep waters?
Well, that happens in Jonah when he first arrived here in Impact Wrestling. Seemed to just kind of power through the competition. Victory after victory, quick. But then he ran into a wall known as PCO. And I think you're right, that lit something else inside him. What do you got to do to kill a monster? Well, he just found himself with another one tonight.
Ishii ran into a wall named Jonah just moments ago. Right to the neck of Ishii and a headbutt from behind. Jonah content to take his time dissecting, dismantling the Japanese legend.
That's right, Jonah don't gotta move fast, but that's because Jonah don't gotta move for anybody, but never count out Ishii. We're talking about a former IWGP Tag Team Champion, 2-time Never Openweight 6-Man Tag Team Champion, and 6-time Never Openweight Champion. You cannot count a man of that caliber out.
Attacking the left arm of Ishii. A flurry to begin this matchup from Tomohiro Ishii, but it's been all Jonah since. A lot of wrestlers would be nervous, perhaps, coming into a matchup like this. We talk about the stoic nature, the reputation of Tomohiro Ishii. It precedes him. There's plenty of pressure that goes into something like this, but it appears, Ray, well, Jonah's not feeling that pressure. He's just teeing off.
Well, you talk about being nervous. Have you seen Jonah nervous about anything?
Fair.
And when we've seen him at war with a literal Frankenstein-like monster, and he's unintimidated. I don't know if there's much on this planet that can intimidate Jonah.
Sold out crowd here at the historic MJN Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, trying to get behind Tomohiro Ishii here as Jonah trying to grind down the New Japan Pro Wrestling star. This has been a very calculated attack from Jonah. We don't often see this from the top dog. A lot of times it's just raw brutality.
It's just ground and pound, run through him. But I think he knows he may not be nervous, Tom, but he has that respect for Ishii. He knows he's going to have to wear him down. Oh. You can only hit a rock so many times. He's going to have to take a different approach than just ground and pound here. And Jonah not winning over too many fans here in Poughkeepsie, who are strongly in the corner of the New Japan Pro Wrestling stalwart, who is now starting to fire back up.
Right to the ear of Ishii.
Oh, this is the Ishii that I know. He may waver, but he will fight and he will withstand an awful lot of punishment.
Ishii continues to absorb these shots from Jonah. Oh, still standing and now sent into the corner by the top dog.
I mean, I'm not here to school you on sports, Tom, but you ever watch certain boxers? Some of them like to stick and move, bob and weave, but some just absorb the blow, wait for you to make a mistake, and then strike back. That's the type of fighter that Tomohiro Ishii is.
We'll see if we see a KO like Tyson Fury did earlier today. Oh! Big shoulder tackle there attempt by Ishii.
Exploding out of that corner, and now looking to German suplex the top dog. Oh my God, I don't know about that, but he's gonna try.
Backed into the corner by Jonah. Now Jonah misses along the turnbuckle. Here's Ishii trying to corral the super heavyweight.
No way. Couldn't want to hit that brain buster he's beaten so many with. But this is a different type of opponent.
Oh! And now, elbow drop by Jonah, nobody home. Ishii back up to his feet in that basement lariat.
Great wherewithal from Ishii to move out of the way of those strikes and then capitalize it. But look, Jonah already back to his feet.
Oh! Lining up the chest of Jonah.
Oh.
And the world is talking about #Rebellion on social media. Tip of the cap to our friends Renee Paquette, Andreas Hale, Denise Salcedo, loving the action of Rebellion here in Poughkeepsie. Oh!
Ooh. And you almost had to know at some point this was going to break down into a match just like this. Strikes back and forth from two of the hardest hitters in pro wrestling.
Right to the midsection, and how much of this can Ishii take?
The only answer I have for that is you'd be surprised. Just when you think he's down, just when you think he might be out, he'll fire up and knock your lights out.
Tomohiro Ishii, how many times have you ever seen him in a match like this? Oh!
Against an opponent the size and strength of Jonah, not too often.
There just are not many instances in Ishii's career where he spent this much time on the mat, where he's had to come back from high impact offense time after time after time. This has been brutal.
Well, it is Ishii who's normally more of the powerhouse in his matches.
Exactly.
And in this case, the roles are flipped.
Up on the shoulders now, Ishii. Trying to break free of Jonah. Oh, now look at Ishii!
And now both men showing that fighting spirit in full force.
Oh, to the knee, and this is wise. This is very wise by Ishii. The mighty don't kneel, where you're gonna have to make them.
You chop him down bit by bit.
Tomohiro Ishii with a window of opportunity now, trying to set up Jonah. Can he accomplish a brainbuster on a 330-pounder?
Hey, that time he at least got Jonah off his feet, but once more getting tossed to the mat.
Oh, and a senton to put away Ishii. Oh, and a kick out.
And Jonah, almost in a little bit of state of disbelief there, thought he'd put away the New Japan stalwart, the Stone Pitbull. But there is still life in the heart of Ishii.
And now Jonah wants to put this one out. Thinking about the Jonah bomb. Center of the ring, seen him use this before for victories.
Ishii fights it off though.
Oh,
Never waning.
Now Jonah sent into the ropes, and now Ishii uses the momentum into a German, and that was smart.
And that's the sign of a pro. You saw him attempt to do that at the beginning of the match. Didn't work. He attempted the brainbuster. Jonah was too fresh. But now, using the momentum, learning from where he failed before, Ishii just keeps getting better as this match goes on. And that's what Jonah has to look out for.
Got a 7, Ishii back up to his feet and maybe has turned the momentum in this fight. Back up to his feet, clothesline, and now very similar to the way the match started. Does Ishii now have enough to level Jonah?
Jonah is weaker, he's worn down a bit. But he's still the big man in this matchup. Oh! Oh, and Ishii right back to his feet.
Wobbly, but he's back up. Now blocks Jonah. Oh, right to the back of the neck.
And you hear every one of these clubbing blows.
Oh, clothesline. Jonah off his feet. Here's the cover. And Jonah able to kick out.
But if you ask me, Tom, that kick out had a little less energy, but a little less oomph behind it than a lot of the others. Whatever Ishii's doing, it is starting to work. As you take a look here with this huge lariat from Ishii, almost putting the top dog away.
And now what is Ishii thinking about here? Oh, and it's blocked by Jonah.
All these clubbing blows, you can hear them echoing across the MJN Center. The sickening thud of flesh on flesh.
Think about the proverbial mountain that Ishii has had to climb to get Jonah down on the canvas.
I mean, Jonah himself is a mountain.
Oh, what that basement lariat, and it's caught. It is literally caught by Jonah.
Jonah saw it coming. He knows this legend so well. Had him scouted.
Trying to get Jonah moving, ran right to the clothesline. Jonah topples Ishii, is right back up.
This is that style, this is that spirit that these Japanese wrestlers are so known for, but Jonah's assault keeps bringing Ishii down to his knees.
A savage headbutt. They're getting hit by concrete. And now a Jonah bomb. The top dog to put away the Stone Pitbull in a kick out.
Some way, somehow Ishii stays in this.
Oh! Another clothesline. Here's the cover. Jonah cannot end this match.
Take a look here. After the power bomb, Ishii kicks out and stays in this one, not to be put down just yet.
And now Ishii somehow still stirring. What is Jonah thinking about here?
He's got to be thinking about, what do I have to do?
Hold on, wait, is he trying to go for a brain buster on Ishii?
Add insult to injury. Ishii not gonna let that happen. My God, huge!
A colossal spear! Oh no! So no!
to move out of the way of the tsunami, but he is incensed that that basement lariat didn't get the job done.
And somehow Jonah's back up. Jonah is back up. Oh, close range with the headbutts.
And one more time, Ishii looking to close this one out.
Oh my God! Brain buster! A gigantic brain buster! Ishii wins the dogfight!
Here is your winner, Tomohiro Ishii!
After a knockdown, drag-out assault from the top dog, Tomohiro Ishii weathered the entire storm and managed to hit the brainbuster. Watch this right here, lifting his much larger opponent right in the middle of the ring and beating the top dog, Jonah.
I still can't believe Ishii pulled that off.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And Ishii is the definition of that adage, as it got him the victory here at Rebellion.
Look at the eyes of Ishii. The man has been in a fight. He knows it. Jonah knows it. What a war here at Rebellion.
And now, here on TNA Xplosion, it's time for the Don West You've Got to Be Kidding Me Top 5 Trending Topics of the Week in honor of the late great TNA Hall of Famer, Don West. At number 5, TNA Sacrifice was an incredible night in El Paso, Texas, the home of the legendary late great Eddie Guerrero and the legendary Guerrero family. And with that, before his matchup with Mustafa Ali, Mike Santana made his entrance in style, paying tribute to Latino Heat, rolling in a lowrider to Sacrifice. You've got to relive that and the entirety of the matchup between Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana now on TNA Plus. At number 4, in the main event, it was the first cage match in TNA wrestling in over 5 years. And on top of that, Leon Slater made history as the youngest wrestler to ever main event a TNA live event. And on top of that, Leon Slater gave us yet another moment. This stunning Swanton 450 off the top of the cage to wipe out the system and the Colognes. At number 3, at Sacrifice, we saw multiple championship matches, but only one title changed hands. Spitfire attempted to defend their Knockouts World Tag Team titles against Ash and Heather by Elegance and the Personal Concierge in a 2-on-3 matchup. Ultimately, the numbers and the antics of the Elegance brand led to new Knockouts World Tag Team champions. At number 2, speaking of the brand new Knockouts World Tag Team champions, Ash and Heather by Elegance, well, their celebration was cut short at Sacrifice by some more guests from NXT. Lash legend and Jakara Jackson, who competed for women's tag team titles in WWE, and they made it very clear they're eyeing the new Knockouts World Tag Champs, the Elegance brand. And at number 1, it's the moment the world has been talking about. After a thrilling, historic cage match victory, Matt Hardy was celebrating in the ring with Nick Nemeth when Ryan Nemeth swooped in, locked the cage door behind him, and we saw Nick and Ryan Nemeth brutally assault Matt Hardy, leaving him bloodied and beaten in the center of the cage. And last night on Impact, Nick and Ryan addressed their shocking actions at Sacrifice. If you missed it, check it out now on demand on TNA Plus. Still to come, Maggie Lee goes one-on-one with Kelsey Heather here on Xplosion. But coming up next, it's Around the Ring with Gia Miller, starring Steph De Lander. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for Around the Ring with Gia Miller.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Around the Ring. As always, I'm your host, Gia Miller, and today we're sitting down with Steph De Lander.
Where's the ring?
It's around here somewhere.
It's around here somewhere. It's not here.
It's around. We're around.
Where's
a
my
ring.
championship as well? I'm doing a bad job of representing.
We don't worry about that here.
Oh, we don't. Okay.
Because this is the real us.
This is Stephanie De Lander, not Steph De Lander.
Yes,
Oh, I see, I see.
yeah. And we're sitting down with I'm using the real name here, Georgia Lee Milton.
Oh
we
my.
are sitting down. This is the real us.
It is.
And we talk a lot about friendships that we make in wrestling, and how sometimes there are people that you don't think initially you might connect with, and then.
Yeah.
The universe.
You and I came together, didn't we?
We did. Because it was like we just clicked.
It's so funny because we're so opposite in so many ways, but then I feel like we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a yin and yang sort of situation.
No, it really is.
It really is.
Opposites attract.
And we complement each other.
We do.
It's perfect. So, Steph, you have so much to you. That's not wrestling because we don't talk about wrestling on this show. No. And personally, I would like to talk about a little guest you've brought.
Oh my God, who? Starbelly?
My baby. Please talk about Starbelly.
So Starbelly is my dog. We adopted her about 3 months ago because I wanted a dog my whole life and I never, ever, ever was allowed to have a dog. My parents always said no. It's very depressing. I worked in a pet store for like 6 years in Australia. That was my real job, yeah. And I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I've been obsessed with animals forever. And then when I hurt my neck and I knew I was going to be out for a while, I was like, well, if there's ever a time to get a dog, get a dog while I'm sitting at home all day, every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we found this beautiful little Chinese crested dog. So she's
so precious.
Half hairless. She weighs 5 kilos, which is 10 pounds. So tiny little dog. Just a little baby.
She wears her little pajamas.
She's got pajamas because she gets cold because she's only got a little bit of hair on her. Just a little baby. Yeah, and we have 4 cats as well. They're all obsessed with each other. So I also have 3 giant fish tanks. And we live in an apartment, so do not tell my leasing agents. Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna block them.
I have 1 cat because they found out, and that's it.
Yep. I understand.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever claimed an animal on a lease.
Pet rent?
No, my cats are good.
Yeah.
They don't cause any
Also,
trouble.
My pets don't have jobs, so like.
Are they gonna pay rent?
How are they paying rent? They don't have a job.
Are they gonna contribute to this?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, of course not. Well, it's great having our little guests. I love when we get to come to Orlando because so many people live close by, can bring their little friends.
I know, it's cute.
Oh man, how's she? 3 months ago. How's she?
3 months ago.
How's she adjusting?
She's amazing. She came from a hoarding situation / breeding situation. So they had over 100 dogs locked outside in cages all day, every day.
Oh my God.
So she's seen a lot. She's been through a lot. So yeah, she's definitely a ball of anxiety, but she's unraveling every single day. And yeah, she is getting better and better and better, and with training and love and all that good stuff. Yeah, she's coming out of her shell.
And that's I feel like is so important because they can come back from that. But it has to be with the right person.
Yeah, and it also takes time. You've got to be very patient.
Very, very patient with them. And, well, it's great because you have a horde of you got a colony.
And I also have Mance Warner in my house too, which is like a whole other
animal you got to take care of.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot going on in a tiny little place.
It's great that they all get along because especially with cats. Sometimes you don't know.
Bro, so I had 2 and Mance had 2. So then when we moved in together, now we had 4. And we were worried how it was going to go, especially in an apartment. But they all love each other.
Oh,
and they're all obsessed with the dog. So yeah, it's my little zoo haven and I love it.
I love that. Literally my dream is to have a farm.
Oh my God, right?
Like I
could see that for you.
I want a couple ducks, a couple chickens.
You'll have like a pony or a horse or some.
Oh, you know it.
Whoops, bleep, sorry.
It's okay.
Some stuff.
There's no rules on this show.
Horse or some stuff.
Yeah. Well, you have to come visit my farm.
Oh my God, yes,
and
please.
bring all the pets.
I'll stay
too.
in the guest house.
Oh yes.
The little spare room in the back, the barn.
in the barn dominium.
The little barn house.
Oh. Oh yeah.
What state? Where do you do farms at?
Well,
where's the farms going?
I see myself in the South. Maybe I'm in North Carolina right now, so maybe South Carolina. But maybe we go back to my roots to Mississippi. It's cheaper there.
It is.
But Hey, I was even thinking about moving to Florida.
Really? For real?
I was.
Oh my God, I love it.
And it could still happen.
You know what? A lot of people hate on Florida. Personally, I absolutely love living here.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
In fact, I could never imagine living anywhere else in America.
As a Florida supporter.
I am. Maybe it's because I'm foreign, so it's still like a fun novelty for me.
Sure.
But it's sunny every day.
Yeah, that was me moving to Ohio.
Right.
I was like, oh man, why does everybody complain about this place? I lived there for 4 years. I'm good.
Yeah, I would never want to live in Ohio.
Yeah.
No offense, but
I learned that the only thing to do in Ohio is leave.
I was going to say, I think there's a few other things, but I'm not going to mention that.
Nothing that I'm going to get involved with
on this.
Yep, not going to get involved with those things. Steph, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me, Gia.
I'm going to definitely have you back because we could literally yap forever.
We could.
We could.
We are yappers, aren't we?
We definitely are. One way that we
bond.
We bond.
Yes.
Steph, thank you so much.
Thank you, dude.
Guys, this has been Around the Ring.
Up next, did you miss anything from Impact? No problem, we'll get you all caught up. It's In Case You Missed It, next on Xplosion. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for In Case You Missed It.
And their opponents, first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 231 pounds, Elijah!
What an entrance Elijah had this past weekend, live and sold out here in El Paso, Texas at Sacrifice. You can relive it anytime on demand on TNA+. Elijah striding into the El Paso County Coliseum on a horse named Tay-Tay.
I miss Tay-Tay.
I do too. Elijah, quite a performance inside the steel cage, while his team got the victory, as we saw earlier on tonight. Nick and Ryan Nemeth feel completely justified in their actions for what happened and the way that they destroyed Matt Hardy. Elijah doesn't even remember
What
your
did
name.
I do to him?
Not enough, apparently.
I'm the greatest singer the ring's ever seen. Either way,
Debatable.
Elijah's gonna see if that momentum from Sacrifice can keep moving forward for him and the TNA World Champion in this main event.
Elijah and Hendry have teamed up in the past. Just a few weeks ago, dispatched Eddie and Orlando Colon. Can they make the magic happen once again tonight in our main event?
Name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo.
And his tag team partner from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 252 pounds of pure motivation. He is the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry.
Earlier on tonight, Hendry and Elijah told our broadcast colleague Gia Miller that they have heavy hearts following what happened at Sacrifice. They're thinking about Matt Hardy, who was sent to the hospital by Nick and Ryan Nemeth. They're thinking about Jeff Hardy, who's now medically cleared to compete at this time after his ladder match with Moose, but they realize they've got to move forward. Elijah and Hendry have worked well in the past.
And the opposite point of what I made earlier about the system, it's must win for them. But in the minds of Hendry and Elijah here, tonight could be a chance to stop the system in their tracks, potentially for good.
Joe Hendry in his 60th day as the TNA World Champion. He dethroned Nick Nemeth back at Genesis in January to become champion. He's had plenty of dealings with the system during his time here in TNA Wrestling. On Hendry going right after Myers.
And this one starting fast and furious.
Myers is trying to big league. Hendry there. There's the big man, the big world champion, Joe Hendry.
And look out, the champ's not done yet. The power of Joe Hendry here.
Big power slam by the champion.
And this is not the way Myers and Edwards wanted this thing to start.
And there is an understanding between Elijah and Joe Hendry. Elijah has told Hendry, I'm not coming after your TNA World Championship. He wanted to handle business in the cage. He's getting his footing here in TNA, and he'll put his boot right all over the face of Eddie Edwards there.
Color me a little bit suspicious, though, if you ask me. Who comes to this company and does not want to be world champion? To me, it's just a matter of when, where, and how.
Off of the top, time to walk with Elijah.
Yeah, he redirected there when he saw Ryan Myers coming back into the fray, and now both members of the system on the floor.
Tough start for the system. Joe Hendry and Elijah are rolling. Our main event continues. And we are back here, capacity crowd inside the El Paso County Coliseum in West Texas. What a night it's been on TNA Impact. This is our main event. The TNA World Champion Joe Hendry and Elijah in control against the system.
And the world champion going for a cover here.
On a kick out by Eddie Edwards. Of course, we're all still reeling from the savage conclusion to Sacrifice's Nick and Ryan Nemeth assaulted Matt Hardy after Matt Hardy and his team, consisting of Elijah, Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, and Nick Nemeth, defeated the system and the Colognes inside a steel cage. Nick and Ryan Nemeth left Matt Hardy bloody and beaten, locked inside the cage. Matt Hardy sent to the hospital after Sacrifice.
And earlier tonight, Nick Nemeth made his feelings very clear as to why he made that decision. We'll have to wait for the Hardys to return to see if there might be any ramifications, but oh, Myers feeling some of his own right there.
Alicia creating a distraction there.
And I think Eddie Edwards was able to snap off a baseball slide drop kick there to Elijah on the outside.
That is how the system works.
Indeed, it does.
Strength in numbers, and now Eddie Edwards has taken over against Elijah.
And you mentioned it before, former two-time TNA Tag Team Champions, a well-oiled machine, any which way you toss it.
I can only imagine how Eddie Edwards is feeling after entering the cage at Sacrifice and seeing the system and the Colognes come up short.
Especially after Eddie Edwards fought that match to earn the advantage that the system and the Colognes held for so much of that matchup in the early going.
Ryan Myers into the ring, trying to slow things up here against Elijah.
Certainly a mixed bag for the system at Sacrifice. You mentioned it before, Moose ultimately victorious in his first ever ladder match, defeating the charismatic enigma, the legend Jeff Hardy. Moose fighting his fear and retaining the title.
Tag made Eddie Edwards, who's legal, into the matchup. A lot of questions for the system now in 2025, a group that formed at Hard to Kill 2024. And now Alicia grabbing Elijah by the beard. The referee doesn't see it, was distracted by Eddie Edwards. Joe Hendry, obviously and justifiably ticked off.
You always got to keep a couple of eyes in the back of your head when the first lady of the system is around.
Shot right to the ribs. Myers and Edwards have enjoyed the control the system has had over TNA wrestling. Hand in the face, here's a cover and a kick out. The system ran a rough shot over this company better part of 2024, but feels like there's still something to be desired at this point in time. Tag.
Well, once you have power, Tom, it's the one thing, even more than money, more than championships even at times, that power to be at the top like that. You lose that, and then there's nothing you want more than to get it
on
back.
A cheap shot by Edwards on Hendry. Now he's choking Elijah. The referee's trying to calm down Hendry and didn't see what Edwards was doing.
Well, that one's on Hendry. He's got to maintain his composure. And the system taking taking firm advantage of that one.
Going for a suplex there now. Elijah, hold on. Spinning out that neck breaker. Face down goes Eddie Edwards. Elijah's got an opportunity now. Can he crawl to Hendry?
Both men looking for tags.
And a tag made. It's Hendry to meet Myers.
the world champion. Lighten both members of the system up here.
And a fall-away slam by the global phenomenon. Oh, now Myers gets caught.
Look at the strength of Hendry. Not letting anything slow him down.
And another fall-away slam.
Hendry is feeling it tonight in El Paso. And the system on the ropes here.
Oh, now look at this. Eddie Edwards circling behind, takes out Elijah, takes away the tag option. The referee's checking on Elijah. Now a 2-on-1 opportunity for the system. Look at this, and a spear by Myers.
Numbers game. Beautiful here.
Cover, cover. Oh, what a kick out by the TNA World Champion.
That was almost perfectly executed by the system, by Myers and Edwards there. But could it now be a matter of time? Myers lining up.
Imagine the benefits the system could reap if they pinned Hendry tonight. Elijah running interference, helping out Hendry.
Now look out.
Oh! Hendry trying to deal with two combatants at the same time. A kick right to the head. Elijah still woozy on the outside. Edwards has a hold of Hendry.
Oh, look at this.
Let's go for the backpack stunner and the elbow drop combination they call system overload. Ooh. There's Elijah with a knee.
And look at this. Hendry's got Myers.
All the way up for a standing ovation. Hendry and Elijah beat the system.
Here are your winners, the team of Elijah and the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry.
For the second time in a week, Hendry leads a team to snuff out the system. You gotta wonder what could be next for what was TNA's most powerful group.
What a victory tonight in El Paso, Texas. What does the future hold for the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry? Thank you for joining us tonight on Impact. Up next, our main event features knockouts action. It's Maggie Lee versus Kelsey Heather, next on Xplosion. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Tampa, Florida, Kelsey Heather.
And we're set for action here from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. Great opportunity for Kelsey Heather on TNA Xplosion.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what this woman can do. She is a former professional cheerleader, and you know I gotta bring it on for my girls.
Performed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Orlando Magic.
And her opponent from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Maggie Lee.
Here we've gotten to see a lot of Maggie Lee as of late, and your conversations with her, how's she fitting in?
She is just so excited to be here, and I think she's really already finding a place for herself in the Knockouts locker room, but I have to admit, there are a lot of eyes on her in that locker room. She is someone who has impressed a lot of people and could potentially be a threat to some people in the locker room. So, eyes fixed on Maggie Lee.
Have a height and range advantage here against Kelsey Heather. See how she fares here in this matchup on TNA Xplosion. This match taking place the same day as TNA Sacrifice, which goes down live tonight right here on TNA Plus at 8 p.m. Eastern in El Paso, Texas. Some great knockouts action will be on tap as we'll see. Oh, Masha Slamovich defend her Knockouts World Championship against Cora Jade of NXT. Tessa Blanchard will be one-on-one with Laying Lee. And also the Knockouts World Tag Team titles will be on the line in an unconventional 2-out-of-3 match, or 2-on-3 match, excuse me. The Spitfire defends against the entire Elegance brand. That includes the Personal Concierge.
I have to admit, I'm pretty excited to see the Personal Concierge get in the ring and get what's coming to him.
I agree. I'm actually extremely looking forward to it. Right now, Kelsey Heather appears to sustain an injury of some kind, being checked on by our referee, Frank Gastineau. Oh, and instead feigned an injury there to gain the advantage against Maggie Lee.
Oh, and now she is just taking it to Maggie.
Ground and pound here by Kelsey Heather.
That's what I mean. Those former cheerleaders, they know how to bring it on.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
Lee, again, using her size and strength to her advantage, backing up Heather into the corner.
Oof.
Using those long arms here, big elbow strikes.
Oh.
Kelsey Heather trying to fend off Maggie Lee. Caught in a wheelbarrow. Going for the bulldog and a split on top of that.
Impressive.
Nicely done. Here's the cover and a kick out.
Impressive athleticism and flexibility. I have to admit, as a former cheerleader myself, there is nothing that can prepare you for pro wrestling like the sport of professional cheerleading.
Now Lee sent across the ring by Heather.
Ooh.
Now Maggie Lee trying to position herself, looking for more offense here against Kelsey Heather.
Oh.
Once again going for that wheelbarrow. Oh, wasn't gonna get caught with it again. Great counter there by Maggie Lee. Hook to the leg. Oh, and the right shoulder up in time for Heather.
See, that is one of those things that you just can't teach. And Maggie Lee, she has it. She got hit with that move the first time, and she learned from it and got the better of Kelsey Heather on the second go-around.
Oh, wait a minute. Trying to turn Kelsey Heather inside out. Unique setup here by Maggie Lee. Oh, all the way into the suplex. Tossing around Kelsey Heather, the cover and a kick out.
Wow, so impressive. The power, the strength, all of the ability. I mean, like I said, Maggie Lee has the potential to be quite a threat in the Knockouts division.
Shot to the back there by Kelsey Heather.
Ooh.
Little back kick there. Standing moonsault. Nicely done. Here's the cover and a kick out by Lee.
Some
Hold
frustration.
on. Oh, that frustration could lead to a loss and a kick out. Kelsey Heather took her eye off things.
Ooh.
Big super kick with the Jordans. And now Maggie Lee. Look at this, getting control of Kelsey Heather. Cover. Maggie Lee gets the win on Xplosion.
Here is your winner, Maggie Lee.
What an incredible victory for Maggie Lee here tonight on Xplosion. If you weren't paying attention to Maggie Lee, you better be now.
Congratulations to Maggie Lee picking up this victory here in TNA Wrestling. Thank you for joining us here on Xplosion. Enjoy TNA Sacrifice tonight. Hold on a second. There is big bad Savannah Evans. And Savannah Evans just laid out Kelsey Heather and isn't done yet. Diving into the ring. And now Maggie Lee realizes she's got a fight on her hands and a full-housing slam by Savannah Evans.
Oh, I know what Savannah Evans is thinking. She's thinking fresh meat. Someone new for her to devour.
Savannah Evans still furious after coming up short to Masha Slamovich challenging for the Knockouts World Championship. Statement made by Savannah Evans here on Xplosion.
It's time to even the score.